getting into round 4.
A lot of it has to do with the zone and kind of the rotations that come through on these thermal station zones. If you're not in, you're definitely on the outside looking in. It's just an absolute battle to make your way through there. Again, there's so many Valkyries in the lobby, you're going to constantly be getting landed on, but all of these chokes are so difficult and everybody sets up so quickly, it makes it so difficult to get into that area. To me, I always think that G2 is going to thrive in those situations, and I almost thought that they were going to pull it off in the very end with the 1v3 there, but I was really excited to see how all the teams, again, just put the pedal to the metal and made this a fast-paced game. I love to see that. I hope Game 3 is just as action-packed.
Absolutely. We've had 2 very different games already, and yeah, you can definitely talk about where the zone ends up pulling to see how it all shakes out, but I think the teams have certainly woken up here. Definitely some surprising things to see in Game 2. I did not expect Cloud9 to go out in 20th place, but sometimes you get caught in that early firefight and you just end up on the wrong side of it. So, anything can happen. These 20 teams in the lobby, it doesn't matter if you're invited, doesn't matter if you qualified through a preseason win, doesn't matter if you got here on points. Anybody can take it on a given day.
I believe that was Nocturnal from Team Liquid that came through and finished that one off to go and make sure that they got eliminated. And it's so important to go and win those first fights. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck there. You're not getting any points. We're only playing 6 games. But the worst part is you have to watch the team that killed the entire game when you go out first. And you just have to deal with it and say, all right, well, let's get up next time. Let's go again and focus on where our rotation's going to be. But one thing's for sure is the teams are playing very methodical throughout all of this. Even though there was a lot of fighting in that previous game, a lot of the fights were calculated. They were, well done, really well done. And I think that everyone's playing extremely fast right now. You see the movements, the shots really good. Everybody's on point, and it's a very unpredictable lobby right now.
Absolutely, and I think we're seeing with the skyward dive, and they don't notice Sura on the high ground. It makes all the difference. They just get picked up, and that's one of the reasons we're seeing Pittsburgh Knights really last as long as they have 2 games in a row now, consistent performing on that squad. But it's such a small thing, just you don't see the third player, where are they going to be? And if you don't chance to look up, boom, you're done.
Exactly, and Pittsburgh Knights have always been one of those teams that play off of positioning, and that seems to be the case overall from Mia and today. Just in Apex in general, it's all about getting into that position. If you can play the edge and have a strong performance, you're going to be rewarded with a lot of kills, but you have to kind of snowball that. And one of the teams that does a really good job of that is G2, but when they're stuck down in thermal, I think they're going to prefer to have a thermal station zone. But one of those teams, they're the type of team that can go around, rotate on the edge, and pick up and have these big games with 15, 20 kills, dropping a 30-point game or even higher. And that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. Which team is going to go through and master that edge fight? Who's going to come through and push and bully their way into the middle of the circle? TSM is another one of those teams that has a wide variety of skills and skill sets up their sleeve.
Yeah, I certainly think there's a number of squads that can really take advantage of that if they can try and play around snowballing, getting off some good edge play. It just depends on how everything shakes out, right? We have seen these squads certainly not afraid to mix it up early, but, as is mentioned before, sometimes you get into those 50-50s and you end up on the wrong side, as Cloud9 found out. I'm certain they're going to be looking for a little bit of redemption in this game, maybe play a little bit more passively. I still expect overall there's probably going to be a lot of very aggressive pushes. We're seeing the Bloodhound scans get used to great effect. Obviously, in game number 1, just seeing it over and over again, getting your entire feed lit up is one thing, but even on the open ground, it can still come in handy big time as we are getting ready to drop in for our 3rd game of the day here on World's Edge.
And without so many Bloodhounds compared to what we used to, you will have a slight advantage in these skirmishes when you are playing on Bloodhound for the fact that you are getting that scan, you're getting that valuable information, and the less caustics. If you're the only caustic on the map, then you're going to be feeling pretty good because you're going to feel a lot stronger than normal. And now we take a look at what's going on with Team Liquid. Fun has switched, as we mentioned, from Fuse on over to Gibraltar Flanker. He's rocking that Bloodhound as well. They're going with your typical composition here. When you land over towards Skyhook, you're most likely not getting any zones anyway. Skyhook zones are fairly rare. If they do come, you're going to be feeling good about yourself. But I like this composition in terms of running edge. This is definitely what you want to see from Liquid.
Yeah, they definitely also have the opportunity to go ahead over to Trials and try to pick up a little bit extra loot. We saw earlier in the day over in the EMEA region, 69 IQ using that to great effect. Meanwhile, checking back in with TSM as they are on their frag east spot, finding some decent loot as the Volt comes in here for reps.
Sniper stock here, level 2.
Yeah, it's going to be fast rotation time for TSM. I love watching how fast they can just kind of get out of there. Like you said, Team Liquid, they're going to make their way on over towards Trials. It's interesting that, again, you have 2 options here. I really think that you can end up going with Valkyrie instead of Bloodhound. Heck, you could even go with maybe Octane in certain instances too and run a double aggressive composition. Getting that gold bag is going to be phenomenal for Fun, though. And
That's
I think
huge.
Fun is one of the strongest Gibraltars that we have in this lobby, too. So I'm excited to see him switch off Fuse and go into something a little bit stronger, in my opinion. But CLG is going to be taken out. That's going to be Team Esports Arena with the fast clap Verhulst. We talked about his Valkyrie. This is also one of the teams that excels in skirmishes. They are one of the stronger team fighting teams that we have.
No kidding. Blinking, you could have missed it right now as we find ourselves dropped to only 19 squads with CLG getting taken out by Esports Arena so fast. And before the trials could even finish for TL. Man, I wasn't expecting that one, but sometimes, two teams bump up against each other and only one's going to exit. A real Thunderdome.
And from what I'm hearing, I believe we have a clip that we're going to roll. So let's go ahead and pull that up and see what that's going to be. But what a team fight right there from Team Esports Arena.
I've been playing professionally in Apex for almost 2 years now. Not since the beginning of Apex, but I was signed to Wildcard early on and and off organizations since then. It means a lot to be in LGS 2.0. It means I solidified myself as like a professional player in Apex. It means my hard work is there, and I'm looking forward to solidifying my name even farther. LGS 2.0 is like the one tournament in Apex that everyone cares about. So we're all on equal footing. We all want to win. We all want to be the best. So this is the one where you have to just show up, be there, be your best, and hope you take everything home.
You got to perform every single day, every single game. Absolutely. Team
So it
Liquid
sounds
could be looking to set that
sounds
up.
like a song. It sounds like we're gonna make a song. I want to sing the Pokemon theme song right now. I'm hyped up.
Do you want to be the very best like
I
no one
want
ever
to be the
was,
very
T-Squared?
best. The
It's the
best.
anthem of like every aspiring esports pro, if I'm honest. Come on.
It really was.
Yeah, that's the pro strat. So you want to get good at any game, any title, just start blasting the Pokemon theme. Only 90s kids will remember.
Taking a look at another zone, we have another southern zone here, a southwest zone actually. So who's holding that? The team that lands there. That's going to be G2. They're gifted another one down here. We'll see exactly how they want to go and play this one. Maybe they're going to stick their way on over towards that popular choke that leads in between both sides, just in case they don't know where the zone's going to be. TSM in a
Early
skirmish,
firefight.
got to watch out.
Yeah, Snipe Down already a little bit low on the armor. You see Reps didn't even actually have full armor for himself. Snipe Down does get cracked on that one, but they are going to go immediately into the safety of the building, get the shield cells going right now. You can tell TSM didn't want this fight early on, and they are going to be able to bail out of it.
They were basically just pushing them off and making sure that this building doesn't get ambushed, and I like that play because of the fact that this is a priority building to have just in general. And if the zone does bounce away, you're just going to be able to Valkyrie redeploy throughout all of this. So it looks like TSM either is predicting this zone or they're making some sort of longer play. But I believe this is going to go more over towards in between that thermal and staging area. TSM, though, they're one of the best teams at predicting these zones, and they know that it's been a little bit unpredictable recently.
Yeah, sometimes a little hard to call. We definitely saw a little bit of that in the Twitter feeds for sure. TSM are going to try and take that Velk out of the sky. It's SMP, team that won last time around, but they will be able to escape without too much trouble, it looks like. 100 Thieves were trying to track them as well. As you can see, the squad not too far away from TSM's position, in fact. They're being held down through this choke point. We'll see if they can get through.
Right here.
So again, a pretty fast-paced start to this game compared to other games in the past, especially our EMEA games, and definitely game number one. Game two was a bloodbath. Now we see what 100 Thieves is doing. It looks like they're getting interested over towards this high ground area, locking down this choke. That high ground area is one of the most contested spots for these thermal station zones. And look at Vayne, he's a little bit paranoid. He's on sky duty right here.
Gotta look up above every now and again. Remember to check the ceiling, check the sky, and there is gonna be another Valk going through as he tries to track him down. Does manage to get a bit of armor, but not quite a crack on that one. So Vayne would be set back to looking across the way. I believe it was the Knights that were keeping them on this one as they tag it. There we go, lights it up as they look to go around the side.
They need to be careful here. This is one of these, again, vulnerable spots that is highly contested. They have a huge advantage on any team that's going to push over from this northeast side. But if a team pushes up behind them while they're distracted on the high ground, it makes things so difficult. Which is why I love that everybody, again, is keeping their head on a swivel, but they're just having this amazing area of coverage that everybody's switching back and forth from. So when one player watches one spot, another player goes back and switches, they're never not checking their back, and that's crucial.
Yeah, it's almost like a bit of a standoff because of how well each team is tracking the other's movements, or at least keeping the area covered. But now 100 Thieves are going in cautiously for this push here. They're going to try and dislodge Pittsburgh Knights from their choke point.
Knights need to be careful too. They're in the same position basically as 100 Thieves, because if another team comes behind where Knights are, they're going to be the sandwich. And this happens all the time towards these contested areas, and it always starts with something like this. A defensive environment is going to cause a bubble coming out from the other team. That's also going to give an opportunity for Amu to move forward and possibly use his Nox gas grenade.
Here we go, nade spam coming out here for Vayne as he's going to pop the shield cell while they're just waiting for that one. It's a slow push forward. It could absolutely be a photo finish. I think Vayne is getting that Mastiff ready in just a minute. Still rocking the L-Star for the time being, but not quite close enough as he throws down the bubble to try and block out the damage. Meanwhile, Arcstar got to dodge away from that one. Bloodhound scan comes through. They really want this position, but they're not being allowed it.
It's crazy. I don't know how a grenade makes it into that bubble throughout all of that. Nice. Thermite is going to split the team up. That's going to also show that Bronzy has gray armor. They're going to have a huge armor advantage throughout all this. Guild's taking a decent amount of damage. There goes the big scan. Beast of the Hunt hop. 6 seconds until that next scan comes up. And this is what happens. Once you realize we are defeated, you have to drop down, make your way towards the bottom of this train tunnel. And a lot of times there's another team just waiting down there for you too.
Yeah, 100 Thieves are going to claim the spot as their spoils, heal up on the shield cells, and you know, Pittsburgh Knights, they get one knocked, but they don't take it out. There is going to be the finisher, the Thirst, in just a moment. As soon as that takes down, it's Bronzy, in fact, the IGL for the Pittsburgh Knights.
I believe another player from the Knights was taken out as well, and they're down to one player remaining. Meanwhile, you can expect 100 Thieves to have to deal with the same situation that we're talking about for the Knights. Another team's going to come from where 100 Thieves came, and then most likely another team's going to come from the Northwest.
Target spotted.
I gotta watch your 6, watch your 12, watch just about every position on the clock because you're in a very open area right now. 100 Thieves do have quite a bit of loot to play with. So for the time being, they should be able to hang out here. We'll take a look at a couple of teams that are sitting up in these houses. Here's Excess here on the high ground as well. This is a squad that's had some decent positioning in a couple of their games already today, but haven't had those standout, huge performances that we're hoping to see from them. If there's anybody that can do it on this squad.
Yeah, right now they're turtling a little bit too hard for my liking. It looks like they're setting up an ambush, but they may be conserving ammo throughout all of this too. Look at the big difference in how G2 is running around pretty confident. They're putting pings down, they're gathering information, thinking about where they're going. When you look at Xset, yes, they're in a good spot, but what are they gathering besides what that rock looks like and how the grass is growing?
Yeah, it's such a far cry from what this team used to play like back when they had Rambo, right? He was such an aggressive player. They like to play like edge really hard. Now they're just kind of taking it slow and easy. I wonder if they're still building a bit of team synergy with their new teammates. Well, Cloud9 are going to be taking a fight in here as they are looking for the bubble around the side. If they find anybody through the gas, through the smoke, it's just absolute chaos here on the outside of Lava Siphon. But Zach Mazur's the one getting cracked. Gonna get bled out here, and now it's gonna be all on Albrelelli. Can he hold out? No! Again, Cloud9 go down in 19th place. You hate to see it as a C9 fan.
Team Esports Arena again putting in work with this skirmish. Skill Cakes coming around. Verholz picking up some kills as well. That's 3 overall for Skill Cakes. He's going to pick up all those. Meanwhile, Verholz is going to give and chuck up the deuces. He's like, I am out of here. I'll see you later, Skill Cakes. Maybe I'll come back for you guys, but most likely not.
Sometimes you got to know when to cut your losses and run, and a Valk is just as good on your own. Try and rat that one out after the fact. But yeah, a couple of fights, and it looks like Esports Arena are kind of proven they're the team name killers at this point. First CLG, now C9.
No doubt about it, and keep in mind, this team won one of the Arena's tournaments, so they are no joke when it comes to walking around and slaying out. They're still also continuing to improve, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to be able to do here. Either way, Verholz with the big play is going to be able to get Duplex back into this one, and Skill Cakes is like, what about me, man? I had 3 kills too, but Esports Arena is thooming. If they could get this banner back, this could be a big game for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Already got Duplex down on this one, so looking for the Skittle Cakes. Reles does have the full heal up as he tries to play right on the outside. And Esports Arena definitely already getting some great KP in this game. We'll see if they can last even longer as he's going to go ahead and get that drop down going up on into the blue.
He's going to get that passive too, which is going to be valuable information. You're not expecting players to be sitting in the ring in the zone this long, and the fact that it is just round number 1, round number 2 means that you're okay. Zone number 3 is when that thing really starts to tick, and you got to be extremely careful. CLX playing on over towards this choke on the thermal station side. It's a pretty solid position, but it doesn't look like they have anybody on the ropes quite yet. Maybe that offensive bombardment will help out just a little bit. It's a good arc star that's going to have to back him off. Still has his bubble if he wants to go and use that one, but it's going to cost a battery for the damage that he gets ended up taking over here, and they still are not in safety yet. So going on over towards this platform does seem to be a good play. Problem is you're a little bit vulnerable over towards your right-hand side. That's why you see focus fire going on over towards there. You can also be seen by top center.
Yeah, not a lot of cover here, so they are going to spend not a whole lot of time actually making their way over into thermal station properly, but they're going to have to earn their keep in this one. Opening up, it's going to be Luxford on that. Valkyrie not taking a whole lot of damage. Gibby Bubble does come down right in time. And there's just thermites all over there. A lot of teams having to dance away from the fire and the flames at this point. But you can see Cruisin taking a little bit low. It's Sheesh that are involved in this fight right now. Timmy, nice wig, already cracked, already dropped on this one. Can Apriz carry it for his team? With the EMP coming out, no is the answer. And they will drop out in 18th place. Sheesh is right.
The Moaners coming through, and they are just loving the amount of loot that they're seeing back here. The problem with this jungle gym is this early into the game, it's a little difficult to go and hold. This is one of those late game spots. It's one of those desperation spots that you really go and hope that you can hold it down with a caustic, etc., etc. Right now, 100 Thieves loving their position. They're inside of one of these priority buildings over here. If the zone pulls, this could potentially be one of the best buildings to be in. You can see the armor situation looking pretty solid. Ammo situation, not so much here for Scurry. He's only got 85 bullets left in this R9.
Gonna have to hold on with that trigger discipline for the time being, but at the very least, they could try other teams in, or at least hope that the teams will avoid them, knowing that there's going to be some gas traps all over the place here on this northern building above thermal. So far, not getting contested by anybody. We're down to 16 squads. It just seemed like every 2 minutes, a couple of teams just decide, all right, let's rumble, and then somebody goes down. So far, that's what we've had in this game.
Esports Arena somehow getting back into this one, and you have to give Verholz credit. I mean, the presence of mind to split up there from Skittle Cakes. He already had Duplex's banner. He's weak. He splits up so his teammate ends up getting taken out, and then he grabs both banners, gets them back in there, and now they're going to redeploy, hopefully for them, into safety. Just great presence of mind for Verholz, and now Esports Arena has an opportunity to push for some more points.
Esports Arena coming back from the brink. I want to hear what their comms are like, see what they're talking about at the moment.
Holding. There's players back here. Land at this one, land at this one, land at this one.
Team top thermal as well. It's a bunch of bodies under us.
Can we get under thermal maybe? Look at all these boxes. Come here. I don't have my ult. Give me ult excel. Syringes, medkits.
Grab it quick.
Syringe up. You guys gotta hurry up. Heal up. I have the ult excel.
They moved from staff lane right here, by the way.
That's fine. Try and find all the batteries. We got scanned from somewhere.
That's top thermal.
Okay, let's go scaffolding. Go scaffolding. Could be rest. Fine here. Trapping. Anyone need a bruiser?
I'm good.
No, I got one. Nice, we're in. Good. This pole is out to the left.
Right. Under thermal.
Ping for me.
They're under thermal. I mean, under the tower.
Wait, there might be another team under there. This might be free pickings. No, they're good. Damn, they just 50-50 coin flipped that bitch.
Rake is one shot. That Rake is one shot.
Oh, we got pole too.
Kill that Rake like he's solo. That guy's solo.
Always looking for a bargain, it seems. Esports Arena, look at all these boxes, T-squared. That feeling when you just come on, like you're having a nice cruise, walking around Sunday, and you're like, oh, look, a sweet yard sale. And speaking of, it's Furia that got picked up at a discount price there. A Team Liquid.
Very nicely done. I love listening to that Esports Arena team. Just the excitement in their voice over the little things like heal up, and he's like, man, I'm basically full health. All I have to hit is syringe. It's like, don't yell at me, man. I'm trying to loot. They just yell at me.
They're just getting hyphy. You know, I mean, they came back from the brink. I love it. You know, now we're down to 12 squads here. Watching TSM try to open things up. Got to be careful. That Arcstar was coming straight into the face, and just enough time to pop that shield battery. Still plenty healthy though for the TSM side.
I can't wait to see how TSM plays this one. This is going to be a difficult. Oh, sniped down with the shots. The Hemlock looking extremely crispy right there.
It's a hard one to hit.
On the side of Reps, though, and Hal's taking a decent amount of damage as well. This is Nocturnal. Flanker in the Team Liquid squad. Funds from behind. Nocturnal's going to have to queue out of there. Flanker doesn't have a scan for 8 seconds. We'll see if they can continue to put damage out with that Hemlock and Snipe down.
Yeah, that's massive right now. Nocturnal is going to get spotted, gets dropped, leads out. Here we go. Do they have enough to actually finish the job here as he does get the scan out? Knows there's 3 people nearby, but Flanker gets cracked. And now he's bleeding out himself.
Nice job recovering, though. They did get the res, I believe, and now Fun's going to come through with the shotgun. It's a 2-on-2 situation, but he needs to hit these shots right there. Only an 11, and he gets tagged twice with the EVA 8. A good flank from Nocturnal, who actually got a battery out, and now they're in a 2 versus 1. I believe it's just Reps live on TSM.
Yeah, they're going to try to go in for the kill here to take out TSM. That would be massive. Oh, he just dives again. Just can't quite do it, but he's still staying alive. I don't believe it. And that should be it. As they get the drop down in the end, and TL are gonna drop though. Man, that was chaos.
And they all fall down.
Mutually assured destruction.
That's one of those things where they're going to be talking about that a little later. That's not going to be them laughing at each other. That's going to be like, dude, like what happened right there? That was an absolutely epic fight. Knock for knock, res for res. Everybody dies to the zone.
Yeah, sometimes if you're too busy fighting each other, the environment will kill you. Checking in with Absolute Monarchy now that we're down to 10. Let's take a look at what we got here. We also got Esports Arena backup. You mentioned Charlotte Phoenix. They're still alive in this one, and so are 100 Thieves and G2. Definitely keep your eyes on those 2 squads.
I feel like that was a captain planning. Go Planet. All right, here we go. Moving on. I'm not showing my age. You're showing your age. Probably not.
I made a 90s kids reference earlier, so I think we're on the same boat here, T-Squared. It's not us. It's the children who are around.
That's true. If you guys have not seen that, I recommend. That's an old school. And Charlotte Phoenix, they've been putting themselves in good positions, and this is one of the better positions that they've had. However, you can see the zone is pulled on over towards the donut. So whoever predicted that, kudos to them. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves realizing that they need to go and fight for this building now. They have to make their way over towards the zone. That's going to be a knock for Amu, but he gets finished off. Absolute Monarchy taking down the Season 1 champ.
Yet again, we're seeing Absolute Monarchy turn up and taking out 100 Thieves in 9th place. So every has just fought and scratched for everything they've got. But Absolute Monarchy, they're not going to get out of this one too easily. Stevie Banda, he's going to get dropped, and that's it as they all bleed out. Down to 7. Meanwhile, it just seems like hit after hit here.
Space Station finally showing their face. We have not had much of their gameplay throughout these first 2 games, but this is a team that definitely has what it takes. They're constantly playing, constantly practicing, and going through the motions of how to go about their business as Esports Arena. They're serious as well. This is one of these games that I love about Apex. When you're ever playing Apex and you know that you got knocked down, that you shouldn't win this game, and you fought back, and you have an opportunity in this final circle, especially in the ALGS finals, to go and do something here in the Pro League, that's what you play for. That's what Apex is all about.
Yeah, huge ups to Esports Arena for coming right back into this one. Second chance is a little bit rare. Now everybody's in the sky. It's a veritable dogfight here as Space Station just dropped themselves into their try and recharge, try and ammo back up here as they know the sonar is sweeping out on them right now and the mortars are flying. Not a lot of real estate to hold on for the last couple of squads. Space Station, we're looking at, well, CLT I was going to say, but they just get 2 of them dropped right there. Charlotte Phoenix maybe in a little bit of trouble, and it's just caustic gas everywhere. Getting a little bit stinky in this almost final circle.
Drop somehow staying alive with just a sliver of HP. That is so crucial here for Space Station Gaming. They're coexisting with 3 different teams. Teams over towards this donut side, and I love the positioning for SSG right now. They could elect to go back on over towards the roof, but you see there's 2 teams right now that are kind of floating around. One team on that second level, there's going to be teams down below, and you may have a team on top of that roof too, but going on the roof this early, you can see how susceptible you are to outside damage, and that's why you have to be careful. Moners is one of those teams that's trying to add the pressure coming in from the backside.
Yeah, speaking of outside damage there, a little bit of hot shots taken, but everybody is staying safe. 5 squads remaining now, and everybody wants to get inside the building. Everybody wants to stay safe, but it's just going to be so difficult. Moners going to be looking to push this one. Jump pad, they are going to be able to make their way in and try for the flank, and oh boy, just a little bit of runaround, but it was them that actually got turned on for just a second. Still able to find it. Looks like it was Designful that went down in that one. G2 still must have at least 1 member remaining, as I haven't seen the number drop there. But with the knock, that's going to be tough for G2.
I'm thinking that it has to be gentrifying. That's going to be my guess. He has the most mobility on the team, so it could be him just kind of moving around over here. Space Station Gaming, they now took over the roof that we were talking about over towards the donut building because the zone has started to close, and now they could just do a little bit more with the head glitches. As you can see, Zanile with that Kraber trying to end some lives.
Oh, God, just a half second away from maybe making that happen. Yeah, always got to be careful looking at those Kraber shots from downtown here and just across the lava, looking to end this one in style right now. A Space Station would like to walk away with the win, but there's still 4 other squads hanging tough. 14 players. Got to be careful with those peaks, and oh my goodness, what a crack.
The knock as well, the thermite, the frag grenade, and another body shot right there. G2 goes down. That's so unfortunate that Designful got caught out over towards the side when he was trying to make his way over towards the bottom of the donut. If they had their full team, could add a lot more pressure, but what great connects there with the Kraber from Zanile.
Yeah, Zanile definitely going to be running this one from the high ground right now. They just have 360 vision, scope or no. We'll see if Space Station can hold off right now. It does seem like it's their game to lose for the time being. It's all going to depend on the teams below them and how well they can push in. Although the circle's going to pull away a little bit, so here we go. Moners into the gas and into the bubble, just waiting for teams to come to them as they want to look around the side of Stevie, who's over here trying to withstand all of the bombardments.
He's having a pop-off game right here. 6 kills overall, Pyre. He's going for more. He's getting the crack. Hopefully he can get those assists, though. Aiden's going to try to kill it, and Racky is there as well. I don't think they're going to have enough damage, though. They're taking some serious heat over towards the side. And don't forget, Space Station is still alive on top of that roof. Unfortunately, they're going to have to take time to get this res onto Frex before they do anything, but it looks like they're just going to leave him and say, hey, zone's closing. I don't have time for this. Niall's going to take to the sky here and try to live as long as possible. He's doing such a great job.
Just dropped down. Does he have enough? And he can. Space Station, we have liftoff.
That was an amazing play right there. Getting over towards the high ground as long as possible, dropping in with the alternator. What an exciting turn of events there. And Zanile just popping off at the end of the game with the Kraber, with the movement. Just amazing, amazing plays from Space Station.
That was absolutely beautiful. Goes as high as he dares and just seismic tosses all the way down to the ground and somehow lives through it all, gets the drop down, makes the play. You see those go wrong.